everybody? My name is Nick, and today I'm with
Daniel,
Lou,
Jared,
Travis. Oh, okay, Brian.
with the CH.
and together you guys are.
Scaffolding.
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 We should have said it together.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a great delay. You guys just went one after another.
Why we're a bear.
Yeah. We're musically talented.
We're actually out of time with each other at all times.
Quality to have.
Yeah.
We're working on this thing called the anti-pocket.
The anti-pocket.
It's very bad.
Yeah, we're like fish for people who hate fish.
like fish the fish or fish the bit?
Both.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I hate the water. All right.
It's a long argument.
That took me 5 minutes to process.
That was the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
And that's it. That's the interview, guys. We're done. All right. Great job, guys. All right.
Proud of you, audience. We love you.
I'm going to start off with something not even really related. Dan, how was it meeting Conan O'Brien? What was that experience like?
Oh yeah, I forgot that. So, I was manager of a ramen restaurant, and I was told Conan O'Brien came into the Starbucks next to the restaurant, and I missed him, and I was pissed.
Oh yeah.
I would, he, obviously comedy legend, and obviously a fan, and then I was doing other things downstairs and stuff. Yeah. And then someone's like, "Yo, Dan, Conan's here." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because he lives in Los Angeles. It was 10 degrees, and so he's in the restaurant, and then I have to go and I do my manager stuff. Yeah. And I'm originally from LA. My dad used to work at the Universal Studios thing.
Wow.
So I'm like, "How's your food?" Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Oh, very good." And I'm like, my dad worked at Universal, and he hit one of your staffers' cars.
I didn't even respond to that.
And then he goes, your father can hit any of my staffers' cars anytime. And then he's always like, "Yeah, you thought they were filming a monster movie because you see this giant white blob walking around because he's 6'5". It's like, oh wait, no, it's just Conan." And I got his whole family to crack up, and I'm like, yes, I got it.
You got one.
Here for a little W.
Was Sona there?
No, Sona wasn't there. He was dropping his daughter off at college because she goes to Brown.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, one of those there's a few celebrities kids. You're like, oh shit, the lead singer of Coldplay's in town with Gwyneth Paltrow. And you're like, oh yeah, daughter goes to Brown. And you're like, oh fuck.
So growing up in LA, how was the music scene compared to Providence or far? Okay.
Because I grew up in the northern suburbs, and it was a situation where I'd have to drive an hour and a half to see anything good at the Smell. I ended up going more towards comedy shows back then at Largo at Coronet, and I used to see Patton Oswalt and Friends shows all the time, and Sarah Silverman and Friends and whatever Largo does. It's where comedians try out their material and shit. And it's fun.
Nice. You have been up and down the East Coast playing house show to local dive bar all around Providence, to Boston, and in New York City. What do you think has been your craziest show in all of these different places?
So our craziest show was probably Rochester, New York, before
Upstate.
Before
crazy.
Brian and Lee joined the
sense.
Well, that was our first sold out show.
Oh yeah.
And
I was the first to know Rochester. I thought.
Yeah, and then a woman covered in blood asked us for a lighter.
What?
Yeah, full David Lynch style, just got a light, and then Joey gave him the lighter, and then Joey's like, you can keep it, and then Joey's like, I think you smell like death.
What?
Like death?
Was it her own blood or somebody else's?
We don't know. We don't know. And then
covered head to toe, Bloody Mary type vibes here.
Covered in blood.
What?
Carrie, like,
Yeah, and then
Terry.
and then we slept that night in a house that was covered in cat piss. Like it was drenched in cat piss. Like you enter the house and it's like cat piss, and the guy's like, "Hey, my house smells like cat piss, but here's a 30 rack of Genesee, so you can drink enough so you don't notice." And then like the rooms weren't covered in cat piss, but the rooms were in the basement, and then like he's like, "I just don't go in that room," and I'm like, "Why don't you go in that room?" And he goes, "I don't talk about it." I'm like, "Okay, we don't talk about it. We
just leave that out. It's fine. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd say Rochester was like the weirdest. We had a fun little show last night with everyone in New York, and we went on at 11:30 at night, and it got over at 3 in the morning, and
The city doesn't sleep.
yeah, and then I'm at the show, and I'm like, and Lou's like, "Do you have a place to crash?" And I'm like, "No, but I'll figure it out." I figured it out. A friend spotted me. I slept next to a treadmill.
Oh, nice. That's luxury.
Yeah, Lou slept in their friend's room. I don't know what happened with you all.
We fucking drove home. We got home at 6 in the morning.
That's the basis on the drummer story right there.
Yeah.
Like, we drove home.
Because he thought I would crash and kill us, and he was fucking right.
Jazz. He gets too into jazz. You know?
So when swing jazz comes on, you just start swinging back and forth on the road.
Yeah, he was hypnotized. He got hypnotized.
He was hypnotized.
I heard Monk play a 2-5-1, and I thought I thought maybe I heard him use, rather than the sub 5, right? The typical sub 5, right, would be like a dominant 7, right? Like if you were doing D minor 7, D flat 7,
yes.
C major 7, right? That would be like substitution for the G7. And I thought I maybe heard him use a D flat minor 7, and I've always been like, I always thought maybe I could get away with that, and I think maybe Monk just did that shit. So yeah, and then I almost killed it.
My God. I'm happy you guys got that. That was above my head.
Let me be clear here. I know nothing about music theory. I know nothing about music theory, playing music, or the notes I'm playing. That's why Brian's here.
That's why Brian's here to make it sound
The way
right.
Lou writes parts involves me watching Dan's hands and trying to figure out what chords he's playing, because I don't bother to find out until Lou needs to learn to write parts. Yeah, we've got a whole system. It's great.
Yeah, and the system is I go, "Hey guys," and then Brian's like,
And if Brian's not there, I'm like, "Dan, play every note individually, so that I can hear what's happening and play it."
That's
slowly.
a better system. Why don't we do it that way?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, either way.
If anybody wants some water, it's right there. Just so you know.
Oh.
They are all dead.
I accommodated. What inspired you to name the band Scaffolding after the indie film? Where did you feel the connection is?
I named it after the episode of How To with John Wilson.
Oh my God.
My last project was named Pondering. My last name is Pond, and someone said to me it's narcissistic for Pond to be in your band name, and I'd been rolling with it for like 5 years, and I'm like, you know what, it hasn't picked up. And then I was like looking for a name, and then I watched that episode, and I'm like, there's no way. And then it's like one band in Manchester, United Kingdom in 2005 had the name with like less than 1,000 listeners, and I'm like, that's good enough.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm just gonna take that.
I'm just gonna take it. Like, you know, like, Brenton doesn't even appreciate scaffolding like, you know, we do out here.
We like work equipment around here.
Yeah, like New York's covered in it, you know, and like, we go down there enough, and then people have a good time. You know?
I thought it was like how like music is like supporting your self-expression. Like we were constructing. I always thought it was that, but I guess it's just literally scaffolding.
Oh, sorry. Wait. It's about how music really constructs.
Yeah, it's just like
And there's
builds.
scaffolding within everything, every being, and we're building.
Actually,
It's about working.
you mentioned previously that you like the concept of working class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to keep that concept for your next release?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of what my writing initially started with was coming from my union organization efforts within Hilton, Providence, and Twin River Casino.
Nice.
Where we organized a boycott at Hilton Providence, and then I was one of the members of the team that organized the strike that lasted 6 minutes. There's video of me too excited making an ass out of myself on the local news somewhere doing that. It was wild, but that's kind of where my initial writing process started, and a lot of the songs on the self-titled record I wrote during COVID, when I finally had a break after 7 years of just working like 120-hour weeks.
Rough.
And I couldn't work because COVID, and then I just like sat down, and it was really just talking about what everything around me and around the nation at the time was really feeling. Like, Hopefully You Can is specifically written about how my brother's girlfriend was a virologist
what is a
Florida
virologist?
during COVID, and she had to put about 50 to 100 people off the ventilators to die.
Whoa.
A day or a week. I'm not sure. It was a lot of fucking people, and
That's rough.
and every single person was basically saying the same thing to her right before they like pulled the plug.
Yeah.
And they'd say, "I'm scared," because they couldn't see their family, they couldn't see anyone around them, any of the people they loved. And so a lot of what that song in particular is about is writing from the perspective of the loved one that knows the person that they love is about to die.
Yeah.
And the person who's about to die being like hopefully you can care about me because I'm not gonna see you.
Yeah. You really?
Can I just point out real quick? I don't know if the audience knows that we're also watching T2 right now.
Now, as you can see, you guys are watching it. I'm not. I'm like behind y'all.
With the shorthand.
I'm the one working here, and like.
Well, you're talking about these people dying.
Arnold's on top of
someone in the fucking face. Edward Furlong just broke his truck.
I always like forget what
This is hard.
Oh
Though.
wow!
the fuck out when we played that.
I like the. That's a lot of good.
Did we rock
cardio.
out too much when we played the song about people dying? Like that's fucked up.
No, dude, yeah, he's hardcore.
Yeah.
That thing's hardcore.
You didn't know that's what that song was about?
I don't know. I just
I thought I told you like
I've
sometime.
heard that, but
Brian's been in the band 2 years. I mean like rocking the fuck out's part of enduring pain, you know.
That's
like,
true.
And like, like the same is about waking up every day in a cycle.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but it's also about people being fake, you know, where you're talking to someone and you're like, oh my god, it's so great to see you, and then like it's like, I heard blank was talking about you here.
Yeah.
And so it's just like
One backstabbers.
and like coping with just like everyday life and everyday bullshit, whatever that may be. And that's why it's waiting for something, and that something always turns to nothing, and I'm lying in bed the same, because no matter what you're doing, if you're fighting for rights, if you're fighting for social justice, if you're going to work and your fucking boss treats you like fucking shit all the time, or you're just like in a friend group and you think everything's cool, and then there's always something going on, and you trying to control this, but in the end you're still waking up and having the same feeling.
True.
For the next record, I think we're trying to incorporate more of like everyone else's songwriting too, because there's some unionization occurring within Scaffolding.
We have a joke about unionizing the band.
Against Dan? Against Dan?
All because of Lou.
This is a working class band. I don't unionizing against Dan.
Yeah.
We're a working class depression, guys.
Who will unionize against the union organization? His fucking bandmates. That's who. His asshole bandmates.
Your friends.
Yeah.
Quick, it's got 8 more minutes.
Oh, of course. That's how I always go. I had a question for Lou. Lou, you work as a voiceover artist for Virtuoso New Media.
Oh yeah.
Have any techniques you've learned from being in that field like been transferred into like your music career at all or anything like that?
Definitely. I mean, for Scaffolding, maybe not yet.
Maybe for like glitter?
For glitter, definitely.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing voiceover, I feel so tuned into how exactly I'm manipulating my voice. So, because I have an EP, like a glitter EP that I'm working on right now that should come out in the next few months. And I've noticed that I can like zoom in on just the tiniest micro details in my voice that like nobody else is ever going to pay attention to, but that I think has come from doing voiceover and thinking so deeply about like how I'm portraying emotion.
That makes sense. Honestly, like I feel like you have to do a lot of techniques when you're doing like voiceovers, so like you probably have to do different techniques from that, and then those would transfer into music somehow, because you basically are like studying the vocal cords.
Yeah. And like
ways.
I'm not doing like crazy voices a lot. Like I've done like an announcer voice.
You've done an announcer voice?
Yeah, for like a racing game.
I would like to see it.
That's what everyone wants to hear.
No. Oh.
Was it for like a racing
We'll get
game?
it later.
Yes.
You should announce this interview. Like it should be
Okay, fine.
the voice.
I'll do that for you.
Yeah. We'll get it in post.
But I also I did like a voice of like a semi-sentient being. And I can't go into greater detail, but
You're just like T2.
Oh my god.
just like T2.
Just like T2.
Yeah.
T the sequel, not T the original. T the sequel.
But like doing the voice of an AI that's only like kind of aware is a weird.
That scares
It's
me.
a weird line. Yeah. So I think I use it a lot. I think I use it whenever I record, whether it's for that or for music. So yeah, it's inevitable that I'll use it for.
I wanted to ask, how does a fairy focus? And do you think that there's any room for like your glitter D&B influence in any of the Scaffolding upcoming releases?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay.
See, the union might end if Dan.
I mean, that's exciting.
No, we've talked about it. Like there's a few directions that we've been talking about doing stuff for the next record. The first record was the original recordings were stolen from me by someone, and it was a 5-year process to just finally get it out. And so now that we have such wonderful players, and it's not a weird narcissistic project, and it's everyone wants to be a part of something. You know, that's what everyone's DNA.
Sorry, I'm still a weird narcissist.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
want to be very clear.
Let me be clear here. I am definitely a weird narcissist.
Let me be clear, all right?